Hello and welcome to another episode of Kajabi in 5 minutes. Today, we are going to be talking about a really cool feature that's been added recently to Kajabi, the cart. But before we get into that, I just wanted to touch back on last week's episode regarding Kajabi's current promotion that is still running. You get 3 months of Kajabi for $99, one payment for 3 months. So if you are not a Kajabi user and you're thinking about it, now might be a great time to join and check it out. 3 months of Kajabi for $99, and you can learn more about that in the notes below. So, what is the Kajabi Cart? Well, the cart is pretty cool. It is a feature that is great for e-commerce or selling, bundles of things, kind of like a shop. Traditionally in Kajabi with the offer page, you pick one offer and you go and you buy that one thing. But the cart now makes it so you can add multiple offers and multiple quantities of an offer into a cart and then go take that cart and do one checkout for everything. So that's pretty neat. It is kind of a niche use. Not everybody's going to be needing this, but it's great that it's available. And so how does it work? Well, if you go into Kajabi from the dashboard, you go to sales and then you'll see cart. And in cart, you can click there and there's some initial setup to do. The cart has a basic cart page that shows the different offers and the quantities, and you can remove them, once you've added to a cart. And it also has a unique checkout. Once you click, go to cart, then you get into the cart page, you hit proceed checkout, and then it goes to this checkout, which is also a unique checkout. It's very similar to the pop-out offer checkout. As opposed to going to the traditional checkout page. And so in the sales and then cart area of Kajabi, you can set that stuff up in general, choosing some basic language and some colors and setting up your payment provider and doing that kind of stuff. So once that's done, when you are in a website or a landing page that is up to date, so you may have to update your page in order for this to be done. To update your page on a website page, you go to websites and then design, and then up in the top there where it says what what the name of your website is, the theme, unless you've renamed it, then you click up there and you click update. So you get an up-to-date website, and then when you're in any of your website pages, you can click on any button, whether it's in a text box or a CTA standalone or a feature or card or price box or any button, and the button action that's now there is add to cart. And that add to cart, it does just that. It adds it to the cart. So that is pretty cool. And then what you need to be able to do is have a header, because the little cart guy is up in the header. And so if your header is turned off, adding to cart does nothing for your people because there's no cart to see. So you've got to have a header. It's got to be visible. And that's basically it. It also works on up-to-date landing pages. So go and test this out. It's kind of neat. I just did this. You go into your pages, you go to landing pages, get a new page, add some buttons to it, button action, add to cart, choose some offers, make sure that the header is enabled. Make sure that it's visible in your desktop or your mobile layout. Preview your page, and then you can just add some things to cart. You'll see it pops up there. You can click into the cart. You can proceed to the checkout. Everything's cool. Now, if you want to be able to add more than one offer, like a quantity selector, you have to go into the offer for that, and you have to enable multiple quantities, I think is what it's called. And that's in the sales and the offer. So from the Kajabi dashboard, you go to sales, you go to offers, you go to the offer that you want this to be applicable for. You go into pricing, and then there it is right underneath the button that I think is let them pay what they want. It's just up at the top there. So if you're in your cart and you're like, how come I can't make more of these, offers? You've got to enable that in the cart, in the offer specifically. So you can have offers in your cart that do and do not allow for you to increase the quantity of the offer at checkout. And that's basically all of it kind of all wrapped up. So you go into the cart initially and you set those things up. You make sure your page has a header and that it's visible. And you use the CTAs to add to cart instead of go to a checkout. And then if you want in your offers, you make sure that under the pricing area that the enable offer quantity is checked so that people can do more or less if they want. On a side note, if you go into that offer where you've enabled the quantity selector and you go into the checkout page, I'm pretty sure you can bump up the offer quantity in that space as well. So that is all pretty cool and new stuff. And if you are selling items, this is great. If you're selling, things that can be bundled and you want the people to be able to your customers to be able to bundle them themselves, this is great. On a side note, you can also go into coupons and now you can add cart, I forget what it's called, cart something or other coupons. So if people add stuff to the cart, you can make a special coupon for that cart purchase. So go and check all that stuff out. New, fun, and exciting things every week in Kajabi.